Hi guys, today we'll discuss Act 2, Scene 7 of Merchant of Venice, and it's that scene in which Morocco is choosing the caskets. And this is not an explanation video as such, but this you can use this as a revision video. If you have studied that, then this is just to revise what has happened in the act, so that you can be ready with all the kinds of quotes which you can punch in your answers and fetch more marks. So let's begin. Today we would like to find out why Morocco chose as he did and what aspect of his character this choice reveals. Okay, moving on. Morocco reads the inscriptions on the three caskets. The first of gold bears the inscription, "Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire." Okay. The second silver, which this promise carries, or bears the inscription, "Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves." This third, dull lead, with warning all as blunt, "Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath." From these readings, we are made aware of all the inscriptions on the three caskets chosen and rejected by the suitors. So this is the first introduction of the inscriptions of the caskets. Morocco surveys the inscriptions back again, trying to understand each one of them. Analyzing the lead casket, again he asks, "Must give for what?" For lead. "Hazard for lead." Then he goes on to say that the laden casket threatens. Very important word which you can use in your answer. "Men that hazard all do it in hope of good profits, or in hope of fair advantages," as written in the actual text. A golden mind does not stoop for displays of what is worthless. He decides that he will neither give nor hazard for lead. To him, lead is too threatening and not worth risking anything for. Moving on, Morocco considers the silver casket, which bears the inscription, "Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves." He pauses on the expression, "as much as he deserves." To weigh himself with a fair hand, he exposes his own fear that he does not deserve Portia, a very important line. "Thou dost deserve enough, and yet enough may not extend so far as to the lady." But to believe that his own worth, even as he values it himself, would not be enough to win the lady seems to bring discredit on his person. He doesn't believe that, he actually deserves Portia, and he gives reasons also. However, Morocco is convinced that he truly deserves Portia. He says he deserves her in birth, maybe because of his royalty of nature. He deserves in fortunes, in graces, and in qualities of breeding. Above all, more than these, he claims he deserves her because he loves her. So for the second time, he considers the saying engraved in gold. He is quite sure that he will choose silver, but just for the sake of it, he moves on to gold. He concludes that what many men desire is the lady Portia. All the world desires her, and many suitors come from all the world to woo her, all over the world to woo her. He is filled with passionate love, such that he begins to use religious language in talking of Portia. He says they come to kiss this shrine. This image of shrine portrays Portia as if she were a saint, this mortal, breathing saint. Very important phrases. Do use them in your answers, please. His mortal, breathing saint. Looking back at the laden casket, Morocco has a feeling that it's likely that the lead casket might contain Portia's picture, but quickly brushes that thought aside, saying it would be damnation to think so base a thought. Lead is a base metal, so to think Portia's picture could be in such a casket is unfathomable to Morocco. Turning to the silver casket, he feels it is sinful to ever think Portia's picture could be immured. Ignore that. Turning to the silver casket, he feels that it is sinful to ever think Portia's picture could be immured there, being 10 times undervalued to tried gold. Morocco speaks of Portia as a precious stone, a gem, fit only for a setting in gold. He makes up his mind that therefore her picture should be in the golden casket. He asks for the key, and with high hopes of success. In the golden casket, actually, he finds a carrion death. That is a skull actually, which reminds him of death. He has been too bold in his reasoning and risked too much. Morocco judges from the outside appearances. He learns from the writing of the scroll that all that glisters is not gold, a very famous line by Shakespeare. Often have you heard that told. This befits his character, which is insecure and shallow. This scroll contains one more important line that gilded tombs do worms enfold, which means that there are big tombs, but they have dead bodies inside, which are being eaten by worms. You can quote that line also, if you could remember it, obviously. He exposes his fear that he does not deserve Portia. He considers silver as not good enough for Portia. He settles upon the golden casket, thinking what many men desires describes Portia, which is so not true. And by that we come to the end of this session, this revision video. I hope you guys liked it. I will post some more if you will like it, otherwise I will not. And if you want me to post, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.